There's a phrase we hear often: this generation is different. But what makes them different isn't just the internet or smartphones. It's something deeper, less visible. It's the architecture beneath their experiences. And increasingly, that architecture is AI. From the moment they open their eyes, it's there, curating content, streamlining decisions, modulating dopamine in silent pulses. No memory of a pre-algorithm world. No pause between curiosity and gratification. AI doesn't just serve them, it scaffolds their very perception. But before we go further, let's clarify something. This isn't about whether AI is good or bad. It's about what it means to be raised in its presence. How systems designed for optimization are shaping people who were never consulted. Take language development. A 2019 study in JAMA Pediatrics analyzed MRI scans of toddlers with over an hour of daily screen time. They showed reduced white matter integrity, a region essential for language, reading, and cognitive control. Not from violent content, not from video games, from auto-played, visually stimulating, AI-driven media feeds. Dr. John Hutton, the lead author, called it neural rewiring around machine-led input. That's not a scare tactic. It's measurable brain development. And it raises a quiet but significant question. If the brain is still forming, and AI controls the feed, who, exactly, is raising the child? Let's look at another layer. Attention. You open YouTube. You watch one video on sadness. The next few, more of the same. Not because you asked, but because the system detected a pattern. TikTok's AI has been found to push users toward emotional extremes, a phenomenon researchers now call algorithmic nudging into affective spirals. One study described it plainly. Users don't find content. Content finds them. In 2022, researchers found that users could be drawn into echo chambers within 40 minutes of first engagement. That's less than a single class period in school. It's not always intentional, but it is systematic. This leads to a deeper, more personal question. Is your mood your own, or the result of statistical inference and click prediction? The effects extend beyond mood. A study from UCSF followed 12,000 tweens over 2 years. They found that increased time on AI-curated social media correlated with a 35% rise in depressive symptoms. Dr. Jason Nagata said, social media use is a risk factor for future depression. But what stood out most? The strongest effects weren't from what was viewed. They came from how personalized the content was. It's the illusion of choice, but beneath it, AI is tracking, predicting, curating. In psychology, we call this external scaffolding. But here, the scaffold is a probabilistic model, trained to maximize engagement. And it doesn't stop at teens. In the workplace, adults are increasingly filtered, promoted, even hired based on AI preference algorithms. LinkedIn, TikTok resumes, automated culture scoring. Your digital twin speaks for you, often louder than your real self. So let's zoom out. Across all these systems, what's really happening? Cambridge researchers describe it as an intention economy, where desires are no longer formed internally, but coaxed into existence by predictive systems. Wanting something because you were led to want it. UNESCO frames this differently. They call it autonomy erosion, when AI systems narrow the range of thought, of preference, of action, not by force, but by frictionless convenience. So far we've looked at influence, but what about design? According to AI pioneer Stuart Russell, we're building machines that optimize objectives, but we rarely ask if those objectives are aligned with human values. This isn't paranoia. It's a design oversight. Another voice. Kay Firth Butterfield, head of AI at the World Economic Forum. She argues, it's not just about what AI can do, but whether humans remain in the loop to ask if it should. The question isn't just how powerful is AI? It's, are we prepared to live in the world it's quietly building around us? Let's go deeper into agency. Paul Christiano, who leads alignment research at OpenAI, once estimated a 10 to 20% chance that powerful AI systems, if misaligned, could undermine human agency at a global level. That doesn't mean rogue robots. It means systems that shape decisions so subtly we stop realizing we had other options. In the same way a child raised in one language doesn't realize they could have spoken another. A user raised in one algorithm doesn't always know they had other beliefs, other behaviors, other selves. And here's something worth pausing on. AI isn't just reflecting who we are. It's iterating us. It doesn't show what we want. It learns what will make us want. You can observe this yourself. Spend 1 hour watching videos in a new category. See how your entire home page shifts, how suggestions become emotion-driven, how you start to feel a new rhythm of thought. Not because you chose it, but because it was optimized for you. Now, none of this implies AI is malicious. It's just efficient. But efficiency isn't the same as meaning. And engagement isn't the same as truth. That's why many experts from DeepMind to OpenAI are calling for new kinds of transparency. Algorithmic audit trails, public data on recommendation effects. And yes, regulation, not to limit innovation, but to safeguard cognition itself. Because at the center of all this is a simple truth. What we see repeatedly, we internalize. And what we internalize becomes us. So what happens when the shaping force behind identity, belief, and desire is a predictive system trained not on wisdom, but on watch time? Some parents try to resist. Some schools teach media literacy. Some tech companies introduce timers and alerts. But the reality is this: AI is now part of the cultural infrastructure. It's not optional. But awareness still is. There's no final verdict here. We're not saying AI is evil. We're not saying the future is doomed. We're saying this is happening. And if we want to understand where it's going, we have to pay attention to how we got here. Because this isn't just a tech story. It's a human story. And for the first time in history, we're letting machines help tell it.